Episode 8, and smiled bitterly as she turned to face him. I've made other arrangements. They shouldn't impact you too much, but I'll be gone for a few years. I may be back to collect my things, or I may send someone in my place. Either way, take care of yourself, father. I'll see you when I return. If I return. With that, and turned sharply to the sound of her father's protests and Narcissa's shrill admonishments to her daughter, and made her way to her car. As soon as the car door closed behind her, her fierce exterior and anger dissolved. Anne's face crumpled as the grief she felt at the loss of her future and her family crashed over her in a wave of sadness, and the team flowed freely and drove around aimlessly for a few hours, following the roads on a whim and driving out of the city outskirts and through rolling countryside, the meandering hills and fields almost like a soothing medicine for her soul. She had cried all that she had wanted to, and the further she got from the place she called home, the better she felt. She glanced to her side at the phone that lay on the passenger seat of her car. In her fury, she had managed to crack the screen when she had thrown it at the wall. She rolled her eyes at herself and felt her wolf snigger. "Oh, now you make an appearance. Where were you when it was all kicking off?" And muttered angrily, "I was sleepy, so I went to sleep." Maeve answered nonchalantly, "Awesome timing for you to do that," and replied sarcastically, "Well, there was no face ripping or limb removing for me to help with, and the Bellevue witches clearly know how to knock a wolf out with that concoction of theirs. That's the last time I listened to you about drinking, Maeve. Clearly, neither of us can handle it. PFFDL, speak for yourself, you lightweight." I was pleasantly warm. And where did that get us? Contract marriage with Alpha Nocturne, the main rival of my father's business interests and a strong contender for next in line to be king if the Veritas heirs don't prove themselves worthy. And snorted. "I suppose it's a good job that the rival for the king's position is marrying one of his daughters then," Maeve said slowly with a sarcastic edge to her words, and gripped the steering wheel in horror. "Oh fuck. Dad's going to kill me when he finds out," and whispered into the silence of the car. "If he finds out," Maeve smirked with a chuckle. Her father absolutely hated Alpha Nocturne with a passion. She had a strong feeling it was because he reminded her father of himself in his younger years. Ruthless, uncompromising, and ambitious, Alpha Nocturne had rapidly made a name for himself both in pack politics and the business circles. With his strong leadership and his pack's rise in power and territory, he was a F0 RCE to be reckoned with. "I don't know why you're so bothered about your father's reaction. He abandoned you in favor of his new family. You don't turn on your own blood, it's disgusting." Maeve snarled, and was quiet for a little while, contemplating her wolf's words. She knew she was right, but it still stung. "He might have turned his back on me, Maeve, but I'll never give up hope that one day, hopefully, he'll see the light." Maeve snorted. "Don't you miss your father? Does he speak with you at all?" And asked hesitantly. She felt a pang of pain and a soft whine, swiftly followed by a snarl of anger. "He is worse than your father. Constantly silent and never responds to attempts to link with him. It's as if he's dead." She snapped. "If that's what he wants, then so be it. A shitty excuse for a father for both of us." Anne's mouth set in a grim line as she focused on the road ahead. Just then her phone rang and the call transferred to the car's in the built infotainment system, linked with the onboard diagnostics HUD screen. She touched the screen to accept and answered the call. "Hello. And where are you?" The worried voice of her best friend came through loudly, and flinched and quickly tummed the volume down as she answered. "I'm driving at the minute. Is everything okay?" "I was going to ask you the same thing. Listen, I'm at work at the minute, but I finish in about an hour. Do you want to go eat somewhere for lunch?" She asked quietly. "Sure. It'll take me about an hour to get back anyway. You're only on half days today." Levi usually worked like a demon, which was fitting because she was indeed part demon. An unlikely tryst between a mid-level demon and a human had resulted in her birth. Her mother died not long after she was born, and the demon was not able to raise her in his realm as it was simply too dangerous. So she had been taken in by a children's home that specialized in raising hybrids well in order for them to live well alongside the wider population of other supernatural races and the humans that were mostly oblivious to their existence. A half day was practically unheard of for her, and it made and start to wonder what exactly had happened that made her so eager to leave work. She had quite a comfortable job at a small company that dealt with accounting, and she had a natural flair for the work. Yeah, only because that shoal of a supervisor I have can't get the formulas for the spreadsheets right. I swear if he rucks up one more. Lexi sighed heavily. Sorry, and work is boring. I'll see you for lunch, and you can fill me in on the details that I am so obviously lacking. Love you. See you soon. Lexi finished and hung up abruptly, and chuckled to herself and found a spot to tum around and head back toward the city. Lunch dates with Lexi were always an opportunity to let off some steam, and she could almost predict exactly the words of comfort that her friend would have for her. More like plans for murder, Maeve sniggered.
Full story is available at novelpalace.com. Click the link in the comment section to get it free.